Hi, and welcome to Fearless Fridays Power Up Tips. I'm Dr. Dranitsaris with some tips today on dealing with organizational silos or with leaders who create silos in organizations. The creation of silos comes from a psychological need, although we don't really see it as this begins to evolve, particularly in an organization that's very used to collaborating. But you have one leader whose comfort zone is determined by the amount of processes and functionality and people that they can control. You have the beginnings of a silo, because meeting that need to be in control and the need to be secure really drives the agenda of the silo mindset. That my way of doing things, the way I know how to do things, will create success for me. And so I will continue to do those things that meet my agenda to be successful, but oftentimes at the expense of the organization. So it starts with that siloed mindset, that unconscious driver which says, my way is the way things should be done. And of course, there's some entitlement mixed in there, because leaders will, despite knowing what the organization wants and what their manager wants, they will decide on their own they are just not going to do it that way, and they will create their little kingdom or queendom or fiefdom, whatever you want to call it, but it's theirs. It is that territory in which they can control results and outcomes based on how they know how to do things. And so you see that absence of alignment there. If you have a boss that is siloed, one needs to move into that archetypal energy of the whistleblower, because it does not help when loyalties are divided and there is a split. It causes conflict between functions. It causes issues in not producing organizational results. And ultimately, it might be you as an employee that gets scapegoated. Or as an employee, you'll simply leave because you can't tolerate the interpersonal conflict that you feel when, say, peers who are friends on another team, they're doing something totally different in alignment with the organization, and you feel compromised even talking to them. From that senior leadership level, these things need to be examined. The accountability structure that needs to be put in throughout the organization is really important, because if you're not holding your leaders, your functional leaders, accountable for aligning to your outcomes, you're being permissive. And that's the first place that this needs to stop. And so both on both sides, the leader needs to confront their own permissiveness, and the employee needs to either go to the senior leader and talk about their experience without blaming or shaming the boss, but just the concerns that you have because you know that your boss isn't in alignment and you're constantly living in fear of getting in trouble. If you have an HR department, that is the place to go, because HR often has the ability to speak to the senior leaders who are allowing this to happen to make sure that the right person is handling it. Whatever it is, everyone needs to wake up to siloed behavior. It doesn't go away on its own. And once a leader with a silo mindset gets really comfortable working in their own territory, working and reigning over it, they start to push the boundaries of that and extend out so that they have more. Just a few little tips for a very complex issue and dysfunction that starts out with one person and ends up being an organizational issue. So until next time, power up your potential, use your voice, and don't be afraid to confront these issues in a respectful, objective fashion so that you feel empowered always to do something about your situation when it is out of alignment with the organizational objectives. Bye for now.